So today we are finishing up reading Genesis, the first book of the Bible. There's like 60 something of them, isn't there? This is the first one. I got through the first one, that's pretty good. It's really a different way of reading scripture when you're reading out loud, you know, like this. Genesis 50. Lamentation for Jacob. Joseph fell upon his father's face. Jacob had just died. He lifted his legs on the bed and drew his last breath, and he was gathered to his peoples. That's not something that you can say about everybody, right? Joseph fell upon his father's face, wept over him, and kissed him. Then Joseph commanded his servants, the physicians, to embalm his father, so the physicians embalmed Israel. What's the purpose of embalming? It's like, I don't really know, like what the purpose would have been, especially back then. Like, it's about preserving, right? Is it like beautifying? No way. I don't know. I looked it up. They didn't actually embalm the dead in ancient Israel. It was an Egyptian custom. The Israelites like tried to, I guess, wash the body or something and do the burial quickly. They were behaving as if, you know, something had gone wrong, I suppose. But the Egyptians, they tried to like preserve the body with embalming. It's kind of interesting that it was allowed to done to Jacob, Israel. Like, what is it being preserved for? It took 40 days for him, because that is how long embalming takes. And Egypt wept for 70 days. Egypt wept because of Joseph. Yeah. When the days of formal weeping passed, Joseph spoke to Pharaoh's house, saying, "If I found favor in your eyes, please say in Pharaoh's ears, my father made me take an oath, saying, Behold, I am about to die in my tomb, which I dug for myself in the land of Canaan. There you must bury me. So now please allow me to go up and bury my father and then return." Pharaoh said, "Go up and bury your father just as he made you swear an oath." So that's pretty good of Pharaoh to respect oaths like that. Oaths. Although Pharaoh doesn't really have any reason to be angry with Joseph, does he? It's been a great blessing to him. So Joseph went up to bury his father, also all of Pharaoh's servants. The elders of his household and all the elders of the land of Egypt went up with him, along with all of Joseph's house, his brothers and his father's household. Only their children and their flocks and cattle were left in the land of Goshen. Chariots and horsemen also went up with him. It was a very impressive company. This is kind of like reminiscent of Christ's return, except he comes with trumpets, it's glory, you know, it's life everlasting, he has his holy angels with him like an army. These people are doing this respect, impressive company because of somebody had died. Whereas the return of Christ is about coming back to life. When they came to the threshing floor of the bramble on the other side of the Jordan, they mourned there, a very great and solemn lamentation. He observed 7 days of mourning for his father. When the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, saw the mourning ritual at the threshing floor of the prickly bush, they said, "A solemn mourning ritual, this is for the Egyptians." That is why it's named Abel Mizraim, which is on the other side of the Jordan. I think I'm losing my ability to read. So Jacob's sons did for him just as he commanded them. His sons carried him to the land of Canaan and buried him in the cave of the field of Machpelah, the field that Abraham bought as a property for burial from Ephron the Hittite next to Mamre. After burying his father, Joseph returned to Egypt, he and his brothers and all those who went up with him to bury his father. Joseph comforts his brothers. When Joseph's brothers saw that their father had died, they said, "Maybe Joseph will be hostile toward us and pay us back in full for all the evil we showed him." So they charged Joseph, saying, "Before his death your father gave a command, saying, 'Thus you must say to Joseph, please forgive, I beg you, the transgression of your brothers and their sins because they treated you wrongly.'" Wow, they're lying about their father's last words. "Therefore, please forgive the transgression of the servants of the God of your father." Then Joseph wept when they spoke to him, and his brothers also came and fell down before him and said, "Behold, we are your slaves." But Joseph said to them, "Don't be afraid, for I am in the place of God. Yes, you yourself planned evil against me. God planned it for good in order to bring about what it is this day, to preserve the lives of many people. So now don't be afraid. I myself will provide food for you and your little one." So he reassured them, speaking kindly to them. Joseph is really enlightened. I think so far he's one of the better characters in scripture. Like, he got it. He's somebody who's like overcoming with God. This is something that will happen in the future as well with Israel. They have to overcome their tribulations. They have to look forward wisely. Joseph remained in Egypt, he and his father's household, and Joseph lived 110 years. Joseph saw the third generation of Ephraim's sons. Also the sons of Machir, Manasseh's sons, were born upon Joseph's knees. Then Joseph said to his brothers, "I'm about to die, but God will surely take notice of you and will bring you up from this land to the land that he swore to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob." Then Joseph made Israel's sons swear an oath, saying, "When God takes notice of you, you will bring my bones up from here." So Joseph died at 110 years old, and they embalmed him, and he was placed in a coffin in Egypt. I did not remember that. Did they ever take him to the promised land then, his bones? To the dwelling place of his fathers? I guess we'll find out. Because we're switching books now. The next book is Exodus. I'm not gonna read it in this video. Genesis. God did a lot of things in the beginning, but then he like takes a step back, and now he's working through people. He takes on like an invisible role in the story. Like, God barely gets a mention in most of these stories. This is like people figuring things out, and there's somebody who believes in God and who is with God. So you can see God's will like through them, like Joseph. Like men and women are included. God is acting through them, the beginning. I don't know what I should say about this book. I think it's a very important one. Christ said that first will be like the last, and I think that actually applies to scripture as well. Like, Genesis is like the book of Revelation.